I'm titling this video, All Christians Are Catholics. Now, I have a reason for doing this video, and my motivation for doing so I will reveal at the end of this video. When you discuss the church in general, when someone says the church, usually people are going to think Catholic, and there's a reason for that. Protestants who believe that they've somehow separated themselves from the Catholic Church, you haven't. You haven't. If you continue to abide by the authority of the Pope and by the powers of the Catholic Church, whether they be the powers that exist today or whether they be the powers that existed years ago, then you are, therefore, Catholic. If I abide by, let's say, bowing down towards Mecca six times a day, what am I? I'm a Muslim. I could call myself a Christian, but I'm a Muslim. Now, I have a lot of references here. And these references I'm going to be giving you in the box down there on the bottom. So, don't argue with me as though I'm just coming up with these things from nowhere. Everything that I'm going to be talking about outside of the Bible verses that I'll be reading at the very end is historical fact. It's historical fact. And I will be giving you the references so that you can look them up yourself. So if you want to discuss these things with me, first of all, be civil. First of all, be civil. This video is going to be both on my channel and on Luciferia's for a reason. Because she and I are working together with this. We are partners in this. So that you understand, all of you out there, this interest that we have is one of a spiritual interest. And she and I do this work for spiritual reasons. We are light bearers, and we are bearing light into the darkness of Christianity. This is our number one intention on this planet. This is what she and I do. We are condemned for it, as we expect to be. But understand this. We are only trying to get you to see the light. We are not hating on you. We are trying to get you to see the truth. Now, as far as the references that I just mentioned, first of all, I'd like to talk about this, since it is the season. First of all, I'd like to talk about Christmas. Okay? It's in the name, folks. It is in the name of the holiday, Christ Mass. It is a Catholic holy day. It was not celebrated by the Protestants until the middle of the 19th century. That is historical fact. Okay? Fact. Not my opinion. Fact. As I said, I'm going to back all this up with the references. All you have to do is scroll down and look at them for yourself. Now, what is Christmas? Christ Mass. Well, originally, Christmas was a pagan holiday called Saturnalia, as in the celebration of Saturn. Saturn being Satan, folks. This is occult 101 knowledge, that Saturn is associated with Satan. You folks, you condemn us and tell us that we're in the dark. All you have to do is open up your eyes and open up your ears and listen. Saturnalias. Now, what was Saturnalia? A week-long celebration of lawlessness from December 17th to the 25th. During this time, the Roman courts were closed. This was a Roman holiday. Like Roman Catholic Church. Law dictated that no one during this time could be punished for damaging property or injuring people. This is a whole week-long celebration. Roman authorities chose an enemy of the Roman people to represent the Lord of Misrule. Each community would select a victim who they forced to indulge in food and other physical pleasures throughout the week. At the festival's conclusion, on December 25th, Roman authorities then had these victims killed. They were brutally murdered at the end of this celebration. So what you've got is people sort of like a scapegoat. They had people who they would force to indulge in pleasures of food and wine and women and sex and so on for that week. And at the end of the week, they would kill them. Sort of like killing off their own sins. This is what the celebration was about. This is what Saturnalia was. So what, right? What's that have to do with Christ? It has nothing to do with Christ. Greek historian Lucian described the festival of Saturnalia as a widespread intoxication, going to house while singing naked, and rape and other sexual license. This was the celebration that went on during this season. You Christians who keep saying, let's get Christ back into Christmas. Christ was never part of Christmas. Saturnalia is what it was. Now, in the 4th century CE, AD, that is, Christianity imported the Saturnalia festival, hoping to take the pagan masses in with it. Christian leaders succeeded in converting to Christianity large numbers of pagans by promising them that they could continue to celebrate the Saturnalia as Christians. So folks, this is what you're celebrating, okay? It has nothing to do with Christ. But one thing is for sure, it has a lot to do with the Catholic Church. Along with so many other things, the Catholic Church has adopted pagan customs into their rituals, into their celebrations, and have called it Christian. It's well-known fact that there's not a single authority on the Bible, Christian or non-Christian, who believes that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th. He was born in the spring, according to most traditions. Yet, you celebrate the birth of Christ on the 25th of December. Why? Because the Catholic Church tells you to. And if you're celebrating this holiday as the birth of Christ, And what you're essentially doing is saying, I believe the Catholic Church is right. As I already mentioned, the Protestant Church, and you can look this up, it's not hard to find the true history of Christmas, especially here in this country with the Puritans. They weren't big fans of Christmas. It was against the law to celebrate Christmas for a long time here in this country. It wasn't until 1870 until Congress officially proclaimed it as a holiday. So, there's Christmas, a celebration of drunkenness, rape, and murder.